Every six-figure social media manager is gatekeeping this information. In today's video, I am sharing exactly what's included in a high-level social media strategy so that you can start getting your clients shocking results and stop charging pennies for your social media services. It's time to start making the big bucks. Hey, my name is Milou and I own a multi-six-figure social media agency, and I now help social media managers do the same. If you're new here, make sure to grab my free roadmap to becoming a six-figure social media manager in the description below. Now let's dive in. Now, before we start diving into this real example of a high-level social media strategy that I create for all of our clients, I want to emphasize that you have had the onboarding call with your client. You have gathered all the information you need from them in order to now start creating their strategy, okay? So the very first thing you want to include in a high-level social media strategy is the target audience. Now, the reason why I mentioned that earlier is because it's not up to you to actually come up with who their target audience is, right? They should already have kind of an idea on who they're going after. But now it's up to you as their social media strategist to actually research their audience and figure out where they hang out, get to know as much about them as possible, what kind of audience are they, create a customer avatar. That's what I like to do in my strategy. So as you can see here, I like to create a table format where I outline exactly what this audience is like, right? You want to be speaking directly to a person. So that's the first thing I do. Now, the second thing I do for that exact client customer avatar is to create a description. So this really helps my team, myself as a creative, to create a description on what kind of person are we going after, right? So in this case here, you can see a little bit of a description about who we're targeting here. And so that we have a clear picture in mind when we're creating content for social media, who it's actually for, right? Now, as you saw in the very beginning, I did have two customer avatars here listed for the target audience. Now, it's very normal for clients and businesses to have at least two customer avatars, two different types of clients that they were going after. But I do recommend keeping it between 1 to 3 avatars and not going beyond that, because it gets very confusing and broad when you do this. Whether it's 1, 2, or 3 that you list out here, it might be that your client has multiple audiences that they're talking to with different messaging. So to take myself for an example, I obviously target agency clients as well as social media managers for different offers. So it's okay to have multiple avatars. Now, the second thing that's included in a high-level social media strategy is the objectives. Now, what are the objectives? You will have business objective, business goals, marketing goals, as well as social media goals. So again, going back to that very first onboarding call you had with your client and gathered all the information from them, you need to know what their business goals are and marketing goals so that in the social media strategy, you can show them what that means for the social media efforts and how you're going to track this. So oftentimes for myself, I always like to tell clients, I will translate your wants into needs, because you know a client will come to you, they will say, I want 10,000 followers. What's the goal? What's the purpose behind this? So maybe they want to increase sales in their business. They've been in business for maybe 5 years, and now they want to utilize social media to make that happen. That's completely possible, right? But as you can see here in the strategy, I have outlined what their business goals are, how that looks into their social media goals, and how I'm actually going to track that in their strategy over time, right? If you want to take it a step further, you can even say these are 30, 60, and 90-day goals and things you can expect coming from social media. Now, if you want to know how I set expectations with new clients inside a social media proposal, then make sure you check out my other video where I give you a step-by-step on how to create a social media proposal, and it includes a free template. Now, the third thing that's included in a high-level social media strategy is a competitor analysis. It's so important for you and your clients to know what your competitors are up to and what they're doing well and what they're not doing well, so that you guys have those insights and can apply this knowledge to your own profile. Now, one of the tools I love to utilize here is Ninjalytics. Ninjalytics can show you insights into someone's Instagram profile, and it's really great to just gather information on the outside from the competitors, such as engagement rate, number of times they post, and things like that. Now, some other tools that you can utilize to do a competitor analysis is to use SEMrush, tools like SEMrush, BuzzSumo. They will all give you even more insights into competitors and how you compare to them as well. Again, this is also important so you can show the client the growth over time and you can show how they compare against their competitors. Now, this is not to say that it's always a fair comparison, because it really depends on where they are at in their social media journey before you start comparing them. But it's good to know what other people in the industry are doing. So here in the actual strategy, you can see that I have gathered these insights from Ninjalytics, and also I have gone into their social media itself, so I can actually do some research and see what are they doing well, what are they not doing well, are they doing anything that we can probably apply later down the line, and kind of taking notes for each one so that our client knows what other people are doing. Now, the fourth thing that is included in a high-level social media strategy is an audit. Now it's time to conduct that research and analysis that you applied to the competitors to your client itself. So I like to start off with the same process as I did with the competitors, just to check the insights on the client itself through Ninjalytics and dive deep into their social media. Now, an audit can include as much as you would like to audit, but some of the things I include in the strategy are their profile insights and a content audit and profile audit, where I go into things that they can optimize right away. So some things that I suggest they should change and implement right away to have a quick win, but also things like, what type of captions are they writing? Are any links broken? What are some things that they need to change ASAP, right? All those things will be in the audit, because here's the thing. Oftentimes clients and business owners work with social media managers for years, but till this day they have no clue what's going on with their social media, what has been working and what hasn't been working. So it's great for you to give a little bit of a summary to them and showcase, hey, this is what you've been doing well in the past couple of months, and here's where we really need to make changes and adjust so that we can improve from here. Now, if you want to know how you can offer social media audits as a standalone service, then make sure you check out my other video, how I show you how to make an extra 10K in your social media business by offering social media audits. The fifth thing that is included in a high-level social media strategy is the content strategy. Now we're going to start to get creative and the fun part is starting. So some of the things I like to include in the content strategy, in the strategy itself, is their content pillars. Now, after having done all the research into their competitors, their audience, their own profile audit, now it's up to you to align the content that you're going to create moving forward with their goals, right? What are they looking to achieve? What kind of pillars do they need? What kind of content goes hand in hand with achieving those goals? So here you can see I like to break up the pillars by category, whether it's educational content, promotional, shareable, whatever the client needs in order to achieve what they're looking to achieve, right? Again, you want to include what type of content you're going to create for the client without having to yet map out the entire content calendar. It's just to show them what kind of content has been working well in the industry and that you want to apply to their profile as well, because it resonates with their target audience. Now, if you want to know exactly how I plan 30 days of content for myself and clients, then make sure you watch this video where I share my exact workflow to do so. The sixth thing that is included in a high-level social media strategy is hashtags and keywords. Now, almost all social media platforms make use of hashtags and keywords for visibility. So for example, Instagram, we know hashtags are still huge here, whether it is to increase visibility or just to categorize your content. So I do like to do my research here to see, hey, what hashtags would apply to us and would be great for us to use, and maybe some of the competitors are using that we can apply as well. Now, for example, platforms like TikTok and Instagram, whether it's hashtags or keywords, these platforms are extremely searchable. You can try it for yourself. Hop over to the search bar and you will see that you can search any keywords and the content that uses these keywords will pop up. So whether it's hashtags or simple keywords, you want to include this in the strategy and come up with keywords that your client should be searched for, okay? So this, again, is extremely important to increase their visibility and for their social media SEO that has become more and more important on all platforms. Now, the seventh and last thing you want to include in a high-level social media strategy is the engagement effort, your engagement strategy. I like to break this up into two sections, inbound and outbound engagement. I go over this a lot, but inbound is all the engagement coming in. How are we going to respond? How are we going to tackle this? And then outbound engagement, where we go out of our way. This is a little bit more in depth, where you can include welcome messages, hashtags you want to target, types of profiles you want to comment on. And even to the extent where you may want to include automated messages with Instagram's official partner ManyChat. So that is another thing that you could include in this section, but you want to come up with an engagement strategy because it's so important for growth, customer service, community management, you name it. You need an engagement strategy. Now, if you need any inspiration on this, then make sure you watch my other video where I shared a $1.80 engagement growth strategy that will set you up for success if you don't have an engagement strategy in place right now. Now, if you made it all the way till the end of this video, then you now have all the information on what exactly is included in a high-level social media strategy. If you found this helpful, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with all your social media friends, and I will see you in next week's video.